So that was my interpretation of a thing called Hot Moments with You, Dear. And I learned it from a DVD by Bob Brozman. And in the video description below you'll find more information on that. He doesn't play the song as I play it here in its entirety. It's just a demonstration of how to, well, use the same chords but all over the fretboard. And he uses this swing tune, which is a typical ragtime bluesy jazz progression, and it's a 32 bar song with construction AAB, A. So, and every section is 8 measures long. And the trick is, of course, to use different chords and repeating the same thing all over again. So I'm not going to the construction of the chords and so in theory. If you're interested, I suggest you buy Bob Brozman's DVD. By the way, it's a 2-set DVD. And it really, well, it's interesting. So I tapped it out. Information on the tap you'll find in the video description. And let's start. We're in standard tuning. And playing out of the key of C. So let's start the first 8 bars. I'll play it a bit slow as usual. And you know, you can use the slow down function of YouTube, which slows down the video by 25% or 50%, and the pitch stays intact. If you have a computer, use the cogwheel in the right bottom corner of it, or if you use a phone or tablets, it's the 3 dots in the right top corner where you have to click on, and then you'll see the options. Okay. So we're starting with a C. Double bass, and it's a swing tune, so we're trying to accent the 2nd and the 4th beat and use a lot of muting also to do that. And then we go to an A flat 7. You can use, of course, a bar chord. Use the cowboy chords, and it goes like this. Thumb, index, thumb, thumb, middle index, thumb. Back to our C. And in the 4th beat we're walking into our long A chord. And that 4th bar is a good example of that swing feel. And you can do, if it's a full chord, you can do that by lifting your fretting hand. And then to our D7. That's a little blind Blake there. If that switch to the G7 is too fast for you, just keep the D7. 4 beats of D7. G7. Pull off, and to our C chord. With the pinky, of course, on the 1st string 3rd fret. Notice that swing feel again on the 2nd and the 4th beat. And then we have a G7 plus 5. 3, 4, 4, 3, and you can use a bar, of course, also if you like that. And here we go and we'll break the rhythm a little bit. Upstroke and downstroke. So the 2nd and the 3rd beat have a half beat rest, well, an 8 beat, sorry. Alright, then we have the 2nd time the A section. which in jazz they call the head. So again, our C, going to the A flat 7, slightly different than in the second bar. Temp, middle, temp, temp, middle, index, temp. And back to our C. A, D7, and G. More blind Blake there. And then a turnaround. And notice in the tab it's written simply like this. C7, F, C7, F, and A flat 7. And if you add, when you do the chord changes, just a tiny open G string, not loud, you get a little bounce there. And back to our C for a half beat, for a 1 beat, and G. And then, well, we're pretty bored now. Twice that A part, same progression all the way. So we're going to play something different, and that's what they call the bridge or the B section. And so we go to an E7. Also 8 beats. So I'm starting with E7 and I do a... Sorry, it's an E. We don't fret yet the second string third fret. We do that in the third beat. And I do a little ripple effect here. Or you can do also simply like that. Notice the muting again. With the right hand, because we have a lot of open strings there. And notice I'm playing, well, not dirty, but with a heavy temp. So if you see, for example, in the tab, it's in fact the strings under the bass strings are also ringing. But I don't try that out in the tab because it becomes complicated then. And I have a little melody figure there. So I'm keeping, let's say, A minor. And now we're going to the A minor. E7. And in bar 20, well, you should add the open A string there in the first beat. So, bar 19 and 20. Lots of double bass there. And I pick the second and the third string with my middle and index finger like that to get a cleaner sound, more controllable. D7, double bass there, Alright, and then we have, well, the break is and strum down. And then we have the A section again, but well, we're pretty bored now. Not gonna play that again, but we're gonna play the same thing but with chords up the neck. Here it becomes interesting. So I'll play that firstly slowly. So we have our C, and we're going to another C, bar the 5th fret and add the pinky to the 8th fret. So, bar 25. And then we have our A flat 7, but now we're going to grab it here. And why is that an A flat 7? It's your D7 chord moved up. D, C, B, A. Sorry, a G and A flat. And you can wiggle with those chords, of course. Back to our C. Just a bar on the 5th fret and moving, sliding up and down. A. Well, if we had the A flat here, we can go one fret up, so we have an A, A7. Where are we? Bar 28. We'll play that for 2 beats and then we're going to bar 8, an A on the 5th fret. So just a bar and the 3rd string on the 6th fret. And then we have a D7. Here it's a D7, that's your wild roll. Your Gary Davies C chord. It's you form a C7 and you just move those 2 fingers, the 3rd fret to the 3rd fret, 1st string and 3rd string, your pinky and your 3rd finger. So C7 and a different C7. And if you move it 2 frets up, you get a D, D7. So we play that for 2 beats, and then our D7 at 7th and 8th fret. Just a half bar there. And then we're going back to that was bar 29. And then we have a G, and we're still using our D7 shape, moved up to the 5th fret here. And you simply remove your pinky of the 1st string, and you have still a G7, well, probably a minor. And to the C. That's bar 32. We have a variation for that G7 plus 5. Alright, then we have bar 33. So again we have our C. And this is a D-shaped, and if you move that up, you get a C. To the 12th and 13th fret, 12, 13, 12. And our A flat 7, we have that C, a 7 shape moved up, so have A flat 7 here on the 11th fret. Notice the muting by lifting the string, the chords. A C again. A C 6, 8, 10, 9, 10. And then we have a nice phrase which used a lot in jazz. A7, we're going from the one A7 to the other A7, and in between we play diminished chords. You can keep it simple and add the pinky, that's right in the tab, and then that diminished chord at the 8th fret, and just moving up those 3 fingers so you have the A7. There are variations that I used like this. An A9, 7, 8, 6, 7. Then that diminished chord, and again that A7th. And then our D7, a G7, and our C, and a turnaround. Sorry. And then we play the bridge again. So I didn't do the 32 bar thing again. It becomes very long and tedious that way. So only after one time the A section I'm going to the bridge again. And again with different same chords but on different positions. So we had that turnaround. Oh, there's a mistake in the tab. Bar 39 should be an 8 there. So we have a D7 shaped, sorry, C7 shaped moved up. And then we have the bridge again. So E7, that's a C7 shape, moved up to the 7th fret. And again, you can do whatever you want with the right hand. You can add variations. As long as you play 2 bars of E7. And then we have an A minor. Switched with the A7, E7, sorry. So bar 43. Followed by bar 44 and then D7. So, yes, D7. A D minor, that's a new chord. 7, 7, 5, 7. Open. A D9, I didn't play, I'm not sure if I played it in the performance. 5, 5, 5, 4, 5. For 2 beats. I think I used this one. And then our G6. 3, 5, 4, 5. Wiggle again, 1 fret down and up. And then our G7. Now, because I grabbed that chord with my fingers, I'm gonna use like that, which is a C9 partial shaped with the pinky added to the 5th fret. But if you bar like that, you can simply add the pinky. I don't like to do that, so I did that. And then we have another variation of our A section, bar 49. And here it's a hand, well I played it first the full thing. Sorry. So, bar 49. And I'm sliding to the A flat 7. And there it's handy to grab it like I do, because with the pinky here on the first string, I slide up to the 8th fret. Bar 51. Sorry, I made the same mistake again. Two types of A's, 2 beats of the long A, and then we're switching to the 5th fret A, and then we have that D7. I think in the performance I simply did. So I'm not forming even, don't bother to form the full D7 chord, but I'm just moving up the chord and keeping the 4th fret and the 4th string and the 1st string fretted. And then we have our unavoidable G7. Sorry. So the D7 shape at the 5th fret, 7th fret, and then going immediately to the bar shaped at the 3rd fret, pinky at it. C. And well, I'm playing it slow, so I can't really demonstrate what I think I did in the performance video. I slowed down instead of sometimes to do double time. So I did something like that. Slide that G7 plus 5 chords. And the same, well, right hand configuration, temp, index, temp, temp, middle, index, temp. So one more time. Play it straight, of course, too. And so forth and so on. So that's a little variation that you can hear clearly in the performance video. Then we have another A part, bar 57. Here we're using, well, almost all the positions we can imagine. Bar 57, our C, then our A flat 7, going to our very high C, the D shape, and going down. Then we're doing our A trick from one A to the other. Then our D7. This D7 we haven't used before. It's bar of the 10th fret and the 3rd string on the 11th fret, and we're adding the pinky on the 12th fret. And our G6. And that's that form here. I think it was here called minor. 12, 12, 10, 12. To a C, well, C6 here. And then the turnaround. And then we have an impossible bridge. And I wrote out the chords. well, it's pretty straightforward here. And I'm simply going to play it, and you can find the chords in the tab. So we have that that E7 shape, E and E7 shape, and we're adding the pinky to the 13th fret. And the importance of this way of playing, well, we have one chord per beat, so that's a lot of changing. It's important that the first string, which carries the melody, is very prominent. And this is our C7 shape moved up for a E, and we're adding the pinky to the 8th fret, 7th fret, and we have our E7 shaped. All these chords are E's almost, well, kind of E's, and this is the most difficult part of the song. Well, position. We're adding the pinky to the 5th fret there. And then to the 4th fret, then E7 flat 9, yeah, whatever, and then A minor, E7, E7, and A, D7, D minor, E7, and then we're going up. Diminished, and the G7, we did that before in the A section. You can do that from all those chords, starting with that bar chord, and then diminished, and then that D-shaped, here in this case G chord. So, then diminished at the 8th fret and the 9th fret. Then we have our C7 shaped at the 10th fret, and we're adding the pinky at the 11th fret. And we're breaking that up a little bit. And then we have an A section again, the head. And now we are at bar 73. So I'm not going over that again. It's in a tab, and this lesson is already long enough. So have fun with it and try to find your own variations. It's just using the chords all over, and you have all the chord shapes now, so you can work. And for example, in other keys, you can use these shapes in other keys. For example, if you play in C. No, I'm using, instead of the F, you can use the F here. Just add your index to the 5th string, 3rd fret, and you have an F chord. It's a nice variation. And so on. Also in the key of E, you can use this E, and also the A shape. So the A, this is the open form, 5, 6, 5, and the open 5th string and 1st string, and then you go to the 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 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 5th, the E7 shaped with the D7 shape, and here, sorry, at the 12th fret, you can go even further. That's that D shaped. Well, we used the D minor here and moved up to the 14th fret. 14, 14, 12, 14. It's still an A. So you can use that in other keys as well. It's a little example of that. So, have fun with it.